one more game left in the season. Till done. Hey. Welcome to the Div 2 Finals here. Braves 2.0 against You Can't Sit With Us, the Division 2 Final, the last game of the winter calendar year of the FPF season as we reach the final stop here in Brossard, Quebec on Field 3. The 10-0 You Can't Sit With Us against the 9-1 Braves 2.0. Simon, if we were about to gauge it 1 through whatever finals we've done, this might be the most compelling matchup of even strength teams.
I think this is my favorite matchup across the board, across all divisions, really. Considering the outcome, I really like the Division 1 game. I really like the Division 2 game. I was very excited for both of these games. I'm happy I was on broadcast for both. Division 1 game didn't go exactly how I expected it, but I expect this one to be an absolute blowout.
All right, Alex.
Absolute shutout, sorry.
Well, Alex Hellowack, right? Quarterback of the year. How much pressure's on him?
Listen, he came into Division 2 saying he wanted to make a statement. He wanted to show everybody that he was able to play at this level, that he was a good quarterback, that he can play in Division 1, and wanted to rally guys around him, because you also need to get the right core to play in these higher divisions. By winning Quarterback of the Year, he makes a statement that he's the best quarterback in Division 2, should be moving up. By winning the championship in Division 2 now, you're stating that you belong in Division 1.
Braves 2.0, their senior team lost in the Div 1 final. A lot of the core guys on this team as well.
Lost in the semis.
Semis final, the bigger part of that. A lot of the core guys on this roster. So in reality right now, Simon, how much of a chip is on their shoulder to prove a point that they shouldn't have lost Div 1 and now have a chance to win Div 2?
I think they're going to play angry today. I think that they want to make like you said, they want to make a statement from the fact that they lost the semis. They're angry. They don't have a second team to sort of fall back on. I think that they know they have the talent and the players to win this game. It's a very good matchup against You Can Sit With Us. The only big difference here is how Joe Meyer is going to show up and play. He's a very talented quarterback. He's been here before. I think is it his third winter championship in Division 2?
I believe so, yes.
So they won in 2017 against Dan Lazaro's team. They lost last year in the finals.
Who's in attendance, by the way?
And now they're in their third straight winter Division 2 championship. Crazy to begin with. And they're looking to make a statement here.
All right, here we go. We're going to get underway here. The 10-0, You Can't Sit With Us against the 9-1 Braves 2.0. Last final to determine the winner of the winter season as the cone comes off the mooring. And now we get underway here from Brossard, Quebec. So it'll be Braves 2.0 on offense, the second highest scoring offense. Who's number one, Simon? You Can't Sit With Us.
What's your prediction here, Mokan? Who do you got?
High scoring game. High scoring game. That's what I
What's your
anticipate. I will tell you at the end of the game.
It doesn't work that way.
It does work like that way. That's how I control the boat. All right, Joe Mayo at quarterback this year, almost 2,200 yards passing, 59 touchdowns, 4 INTs, 3 times he was sacked. A man who has thrown for 24 touchdowns in the last 4 games of the Div 2 season, had over 250 yards only once this year. So he's a man that does well with the touchdown numbers, but the yards are very more efficient than totals.
There's 2 players on You Can Sit With Us that are going for the prestigious 2 double championship. Sasapa pitcher Marco Bertoldi won with Bearskins. Now they're looking to get their second championship win in the winter.
Well, Mayo like to ruin that. Looking left, pumping, going cross by deep. He's got Crochet open, 6 points. Braves 2.0 right over Vince Nardone. Not the start that they envisioned on the first play, going 40 ball.
Well, it's a little bit of the start I expected. I don't see any of these defenses being able to make a stop tonight. And I feel like it's just going to be a matter of who reaches the 50 points the fastest. And I didn't think they would go for 40 bombs, but I also don't see You Can Sit With Us stopping Braves frequently tonight.
Well, when you look at it right now, Simon, and the one thing that you have to look at from You Can't Sit With Us, every game they score 30-plus points. So we should anticipate perhaps this being a first one to 50 at this point. Mayo looking corner, incomplete. So a minute into this game, a great start for the Braves, 2.0, up by a score 6-0 with 20:45 left here in this first half.
I know you're not a gambling man, Mokan, but if I have to give you over-under 50 points in the first half combined.
I think so. I think we're on that clip right now. And we look at Alex Holloway and his numbers, Simon Dagenet, what he's done this season. Almost 2,500 yards passing, 60 touchdowns, 5 INTs, only sacked once, and a 71% passer.
That's
completion.
amazing.
So Alex Holloway only sacked once, but however, he's won multiple individual awards, but the elusive award is the team award, the Div 2 title. Now here he is with his first attempt at quarterback with Terry Tan, the snapper. Base formation, looking towards the left. Holloway pumping, avoids a sack. Holloway taking off, away he goes, and he's met by 3 green shirts led by Mike Piercin, and he'll be second in about 4 coming up.
Do you think the pressure's on Alex Holloway because of the first play, because of the way Braves started this game? Do you think there's like a chip on Alex's shoulder to just like keep up with how explosive Joe Mauer could be?
Well, I think they can put up points. Simone, as I said before, they've scored minimum 31 points or more in a game. So I think he's going to do his offense and not deviate and try to go punch for puncher, because this is a boxing match. And I think
For sure.
the body blows will lead to the knockout punch. And right now, the first body blow shot went for the Braves' way, 2.0. Second down and 6. Here's Halawak looking right. Has Chris Miard, both feet in. And that will be deemed as a completed pass with 19:25 left here. Chris Miard, is he the X factor in your mind?
I think he's definitely one of the players to watch out for. He's got that speed for You Can Sit With Us. Considering Justin McLean's on his second game tonight, he just played for Division 1 D-Boys. I think it's going to play a factor. I think that Justin McLean won't be as fresh as, let's say, Chris Millar or Sasha Papic can be tonight. And we might see a few more targets go the way to Chris or Sasha instead of Justin.
Chris Miard has scored a touchdown in every game but week 1 this year. Going deep down the left sideline. Papic, 6 points.
Beautiful read by Alex Halawak. Nice route by Sasha Papic, and that was a beautiful thrown ball. If that ball isn't coming with the same zip, Jason Cruikshank has a chance to touch that ball or even get an interception.
And here's a replay right now from our corner cam. And he just went right through the seam. A little stop right there, but he was galloping right into the end zone for 6.
He was wide open, but that ball came in at just the right time and just the right strength to put just enough pressure so Jason can get there.
2-point convert now, Simone. Do you agree with them going for 2 points here?
I love it. If it's an offensive shout-out, you need to put a point. They didn't get their convert. By getting 2 points here, if they're comfortable going for 2, it puts a lot of pressure on Braves to sort of keep up with You Can Sit With Us again.
18-19 left here. Here is the second quarterback. Papic dropping to the left, looking, evading, and he's sacked this time by number 84 and Julien Paiement, who had this year 10 sacks. If there's going to be a kryptonite to Alex Halawak's 1 sack that he's taken, Paiement can be the difference for that pass rush.
Julien Paiement is a phenomenal rusher. He's a short guy, but he has a low center of gravity. He's tough to beat because even if you move your hips, he's not going to bite, and he's really fast.
Joe Mayo now back at quarterback. We are tied up at 6-6, 17:45 left here. Simon Dager-Mocon, the last game of the Div 2 season and also of the FPF calendar year before we go to spring. Mayo looking left, waiting, going over the middle. Mac Pierson with the catch, and he's gobbled up by Marco Bertoldi for a 4, if not 5-yard gain. Second down coming up.
There's this theory by our co-analyst Terry Tam that Mike Pierson doesn't have routes. he just runs, right? Like he tells a route to everybody, and Mike Pierson just finds a hole. And I think that if that's the case, the chemistry between Joe Mauer and Mike Pierson is so key in both Braves and Braves 2.0 that allows them to be this efficient. And he always finds a way to be open and get those underneath patterns to move the chains, and we'll see it all night.
Well, he's averaged 1 touchdown catch for every 4 receptions this year from Joe Mauer. Mauer looking medium, slide pass over there, a swinger with the sidearm right to Pierson. That'll be enough for a first down with 16:55 left. So Joe Mauer has that ability, as you see the replay right now with the sidearm. He can go sidearm, he can go overhead. He has those flexibilities of the angle of the football.
So many great things happen in this play. There was a beautiful catch by Mike Pierson to just dive and get that ball. But it was also a real nice throw, like you said, by Joe Mauer to see the rusher was in his face. He wasn't gonna beat Chris Millard, so he managed to put it under where only Mike Pierson could get it.
Mauer looking left again, and a great job by Vince Nardone as he hawked his way right over Pierson for the bat down. And Vince Nardone could be very influential in that defense with his play calling.
This is something that Vince Nardone has been famous for doing. Is he's really good at creating different players that's shooting in different patterns, and he's very aggressive. He's the kind of guy who's going to give you a look and do something else, and that's what he likes to do. He likes to take chances because he knows in Division 2, it's not about limiting the other team to 30 points. It's about getting that one stop, creating one turnover for your offense.
Inside 16 here in this first half. 6-6 game between the Braves 2.0 and You Can't Sit With Us. 10-0 versus 9-1. The 10-0 team looking to win that championship for Alex Halawak. Mayo, nice slant over the middle and caught by number 21 and Guillaume Ranger, who had 17 catches during the regular season. And we might look at the supporting cast right now, Simone. On paper, the You Can't Sit With Us supporting cast probably far more superior in terms of what they do for production value.
A little bit. They're more known commodities. Guillaume Ranger has been the complete revelation this season. He's been a crazy receiver for this team. Jason Cruikshank is known for his abilities in Division 1. Mike Pierson, JD Chevalier, Joe Mauer. Yes, in a way, You Can Sit With Us roster is more star-studded, but at the end of the day, this Braves 2.0 team is not pushover.
15-10 left here. Base formation, Cauchane, the right slot back. And here is Mayo looking over the middle, right down the middle. and a great catch by number 21 and Guillaume Ranger, making 8 touchdown grabs for the season, 12-6 lead with 14:55 left.
Really good route by Guillaume Ranger to beat Justin McLean on the post. As soon as he got that release and Justin McLean was a little bit behind, Joe Murray read that perfectly and led the receiver. And like I said, he's been a fantastic receiver all season. He's not really been used in lower division, so people don't really know him yet, but he's a fantastic player.
And that's the thing, Simon. You talk about the unknown guys, and this guy could very well have a coming out game here tonight to perhaps win a Div 2 title in a 12-6 lead. And Joe Maya looking very relaxed, cool, and collected in the pocket, not overthrown at all or overexerting himself.
His only incomplete was that pat down by Vince Nardone.
That's correct. And Joe Maya is a guy who, passing-wise, percentage numbers is up there in the high 60s. Maya, that ball is batted down by Maillard. That will not count as an official stat.
Converts.
But an official stat right now, Simone, 12-6 lead for Braves 2.0 with 14:05 left here. So Alex Hollowak back at quarterback, 187 and 136 as an FPF player.
Crazy.
And he is only 255 yards away from 31,000 career yards passing. Perhaps he can get it today.
He's on a crazy pace to be a future Hall of Famer. And listen, this entire Brave franchise and Knockbacks have been fantastic team so far.
And here's Hollowak looking left, short, going Nardone. He catches that low around the ankles, and he's tackled by Ranger with 13:35 left here. So Vince Nardone's first catch of the day. He had 27 for 5 touchdowns. And this year on defense, he had 1 INT and 3 PDs. So he's definitely been a safety valve for Alex Hollowak. Quick play now. Hollowak looking left again, waiting, pumping, going short. Nardone down the sidelines, and he is slide tackled by Corchain, and that will be more than enough for a first down. So we're seeing Hollowak really go to the left side. Is that something that you've observed with the Braves defense?
I think he's just looking at what the defense is giving him. JD Chevalier is probably their best defensive player, and he's on his right side. So he's trying to see what the left side is going to do, how the defense is going to move to sort of overcome that deficit. And so far, Hollowak, everything he's been doing has been working. So there's no reason to change until the Brave decides to change their defense.
12:45 left here. Terry Tam, the snapper, McLean, the right slot back. We've not mentioned his name yet. Hollowak looking to the right sideline. Almost picked up. Goodbye, JD Chevalier. Pick 6, 18-6 lead, and a blow to the face of Alex Hollowak, and you can't sit with us.
So as I just mentioned, there's a reason you're not going to the right side is because the best defensive player is there. And he decided to go to the right side and force one in. As you can see on the replay, JD Chevalier made a play on that ball, just cut that ball, just made a great cut on that ball, jumped right in front of Chris Millard, and there's no one catching him.
And here's a sideline angle. We'll get a better one here. I wonder if he threw off the back foot, and it looked like he did. But Chevalier read that play from the get-go.
The ball placement was a bit. It should have been on the outside instead of the inside shoulder. It was a bit high. Chris Millard didn't have the perfect body placement to get that ball, and JD Chevalier just burnt them.
During the regular season, 14 INTs for this Braves 2.0 defense, and they got a critical one, a big one. And we talk about this, Simon, they're up by 2 scores. So at halftime, whatever the scoreline is, they might have a cushion to work with going into the second half if they do score. You can't sit with us.
Well, Braves starting on offense, right?
Yes.
So you can sit with us does have that second half first possession to go with.
But right now, it's that jinx is starting to hover over. You can't sit with us.
That's
the
a huge
undefeated season, and that you're right. It's a huge momentum, incomplete pass here. So now, how does Hollowak respond to it? Does he dare go back to the right side, or does he keep the one side?
I feel like you sort of need to, right? You can't plan the rest of the game away from one guy. You cannot say, I'm not going to the right side again. I can't go to Chris Millard anymore because I got picked off by J. Chevalier. That's too much. You're losing like 40% of the field. You can't score 6 times using only 60% of the field. If you want this to be an offensive shutout, you need to find a way to go back there and make it successful and just put that play behind you.
All right, how will they respond back? They take a wobbly shot now. The knees are a little bit spaghetti-like. We'll see how Alex Hollowak and this You Can't Sit With Us offense react. Crosser and right to McLean, his first catch as he opens up his account, going from right to left on the catch. Tackled by Joe Maillard. It'll be second down with 10:45 left.
It's a very big play. Guillaume Ranger was trailing a little bit Justin McLean as he was going across on the crosser. Managed to get the tackle to limit it to only like a 5-yard gain. Very big play right here. I feel like You Can Sit With Us just need to go back to the basics. Just go back to what has been working for you guys all season. You are 10-0. You are undefeated. Just go back to what made you undefeated.
McLean had 5 games of 2+ touchdowns, a 4-touchdown game during the midpoint of the season, but right now they'll need those plus more, down by 2 scores, 18-6. Simon Dager Mocon has approached 10 minutes left in this first half. Going down the left sideline, caught by Nardone. His third catch down the seam he goes. Tagged by Marc-Antoine Lapointe. It'll be a first down deep in the Braves 2.0 territory.
I love this play calling by You Can Sit With Us. He's moving pieces left and right, and he had Marco Bertoli open on the seam, but he also had Vince Nardone open on the safer throw to the outside. I'm happy.
Do you dare, if you're Brace 2.0, Simon, do you dare him to throw to the right side? Do you overload your right side of the defense and force him to go to his right?
I think they just need to keep doing what you're doing because it's working, right? They got that pick. They only have 6 points. Just stay confident. You have a small lead. Don't take any risks here.
All right, here we go. They need to get this down to 1 score. Crosser, left to right. Bertoldi tackled by Joe Mayer just at the lip of the sideline inside the 4-yard line. It'll be second down coming up here with 9:25 left here. So Marco Bertoldi opened up his account, and we talk about his season. 26 catches, 7 TDs. He has 5 TDs in the last 3 games, so he can definitely be a guy to look at.
He's more on the quiet side, right? Like he didn't have really big stats in the regular season, like you mentioned, but in the playoffs, when his numbers call, and his offense needs him to make big plays, he always shows up.
As we approach 9 minutes to go here, base formation, Vince Nardone on the left, wide out. McLean the right slot, Miard the right wide out. Hollowak 5 yards from the snap. He gets looking to the right side, looking back, end zone, open and incomplete as Chris Miard was led out of bounds on that play. We'll see the replay on that and how that throw was.
The angle was good. Chris Miard found the right zone, but the window wasn't there between when the rusher came in and where Mike Piercin was positioned. He wasn't able to get to Chris Miller in the back of the end zone.
And that might be the Paymall influence as a pass rush because he's gained to Hollowak. He's holding that ball a little bit longer than usual, like right there.
But you could see where Mike Piercin was. He couldn't reach Chris Miller, so he had to go further.
Yeah.
And Chris didn't have that connection where he didn't think he had to go further. He had to keep going and stopped.
Base formation again. Hollowak looking left, waiting. He's pressured Paymall, back end zone, and that was all Julien Paymall flagging the play to our left of the end zone, and we'll see who this goes against. But Julien Paymall is really influencing and controlling the narrative of this matchup right now.
Julien Paymall is like I said, he's a very, very good rusher. He's really quick. And listen, Alex Hollowak is known not to be bothered by rushers.
And you wonder if that might have been rusher interference with Terry Tam. We'll get another replay on that again, Eagle, if we go with the eagle eye look. It might be OPI.
No, they're calling OPI on this play.
See, right there, Terry could have been called for...
he almost clipped him.
If we see Terry Tam, who's not really the most agile of foot out there, but...
Listen, Terry may not look the part, but he is a black belt in multiple discipline, and he is faster than he looks.
He wears a black belt?
Martial arts.
That's what they call jeans now.
Isn't he like a jiu-jitsu black belt?
Supposedly.
Shouldn't you know this? Isn't he your friend?
Supposedly. All right, anyway. Timeout called. They will converse about this right now with 7:25 left here. 18-6 lead for Brace 2.0 over You Can't Sit With Us. Simon Dager, Mo Khan. And they're going to the replay booth right now to get something clarified. Let's see if we can hear what's going on right now. So they're going to challenge OPI. It looks like they're going to challenge
OPI.
I think so. And right now from the conversation I'm hearing with the referee, with Walter Berry, who's the head replay official with Leo Gervais at the field level. And now we'll see what they're going to call. So
if it was called OPI, why did the bags move forward?
That's a great question. So they'll have to recalibrate everything right now. So trying to hear you and hear Walter Berry with his comments right now. Can they challenge OPI? I think that's the question that they'll have to look at right now.
So we talked a little bit earlier about how Alex Hollowak is usually not affected by the rushers. He stands back a little bit further. He takes the snaps further than most quarterbacks because he has the arm strength to do it, and he doesn't want to get bothered by the rushers. But in this particular case, Julien Paymall has the closing speed to bother him, and you could see he's been throwing a little bit more of his back foot because the rusher's in his face all the time.
So it looks like they will go to replay here and see what is the determination right now, Simon, as we make our way over to the replay booth and whether or not there is an OPI.
So the initial call was contact on the defense, Jonathan Maheur, the defender, contact on Justin McLean, and the reviewing to be a boot review to see OPI instead of contact on the defense, which would change completely the pace of the narrative here. Instead of going up 3 yards and getting the first down.
So who does this break benefit right now? Does it benefit You Can't Sit With Us to just gather their thoughts, or does this hurt the momentum of Braves 2.0?
No, to me this hurt. This is good for You Can Sit With Us, right? Because the game is going away from them a little bit.
There's a replay right now.
Yep.
So unfortunately, that angle will not give us the clarification of what the OPI could have been.
Yep.
But I would look at that right there, rusher interference by Terry Tam.
A little bit. Julien Paymall had to deviate from his route, but the fact that there was no actual contact makes it very difficult to call. The only thing that bothers me about this is...
Here's the eagle eye camera, so I don't know. Right there is what they're calling with Joe Maya,
The contact right off the line.
Was that off the line within? Us no contact, but I mean, was that
It wasn't that bad to me. It should be a no call. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at this, the only thing that bothers me is Alex Alawak was with the referees for most of this time. Be with your team. Think about the next play and just move on. There's no point in listening to the calls.
All right. So no penalty whatsoever. Thank you to Danny Roy. As they are getting the thing clarified right now. Danny Roy, Walter Barry in the replay booth.
Still have tackle experience for one booth.
A lot of tackle experience in there. So right now the contingency of replay officials looking at it right now thoroughly, and it appears they've deemed it as no call here. So
no call whatsoever. So none on the defense, none on the offense.
So now they'll get things organized again. So 7:25 left here in this first half, 18-6 lead. So the replay has really been utilized.
And they get to keep their challenge too. The challenge that this doesn't cost them the challenge.
I wonder now, Simon, the two quarterbacks, what's going through their minds right now for Alex Halawak and for Joe Mailloux? Because Joe Mailloux, he has that Philip Rivers swag, that attitude.
How is it Philip Rivers swag? He won championships.
I know, but what I'm saying in terms of the confidence, like he's not going to shy away to talking his trash to you. Like Philip Rivers
to me, he's more like a Ben Roethlisberger kind of guy.
He's not big like Big Ben. He looks like Philip Rivers.
I mean, he is big. He's not a small dude. He's the biggest dude on the field.
Does he look like Big Ben? He's not 6'5", 250.
What is he, 6'3"?
Joe Mailloux is like a slim, like 210.
The weight maybe, but he's got that cockiness, that Big Ben cockiness.
All right. Okay, here we go. We're back to live action. Halawak looking for the slant left. He'll go right, back end zone. Touchdown, Meillard. Incomplete, flag on the play. And they will have to call either UR or illegal contact. They'll call a touchdown here. So here's a replay right now.
Very good catch by Chris Miller. That
skying up
bird
there.
Right there.
Both feet in. And he got knocked, and that definitely...
Joe Meyer was playing the ball, but got the face instead.
Yes.
Can't do that.
So now 18-12 lead with 6:50 left here in this first half. A sigh of relief as there was a break in the flow of play, and that might have benefited the You Can't Sit With Us team here as they look to refocus their direction here. So a touchdown called, 18-12 lead now for Brace 2.0.
This was a big play by You Can Sit With Us because, first of all, it's one of those momentum swinging play where Chris Millard gets back in this game.
And Joe Mailloux got a UR 5 plays. So that now will change the dynamics for at least 4 of the plays on offense for Brace 2.0 coming up.
Ooh, that's huge. It's huge because, yes, they do have J.D. Chevalier as a backup option, who's been phenomenal for Braves in Joe Mayer's absence. But then you do lose J.D. Chevalier as a receiver.
So you get weakened by 2 positions for the price of 1.
Definitely. And he's also not the same, doesn't have the same comfort swagger that Joe Mayer has as a quarterback. And you're taking him off his game. He's been playing flawlessly so far.
Absolutely.
With that penalty going their way, their offense is going to switch.
And now the reality is that Joe Mayer is on a caution. So if one more OC or UR, he's done for the game. So he's got to be careful in how he approaches on defense and on offense. Second quarterback dropping Nardone to the left. Halawak going right, incomplete, intended for McLean. So with 5:28 left here, minimum 4 plays now for this Braves 2.0 to go without their leader, Joe Mailloux, at quarterback. And now J.D. Chevalier, what do you expect from this offense? Will he go simplistic plays or will he try to stretch it out?
No, listen, we've seen J.D. Chevalier sub for Joe Mayer with Braves in this last spring for 2 games, won both games. He played 1 game in Division 3 this season for the Crew, won that game against the Alphatees. J.D. Chevalier is really a very talented quarterback. He doesn't really play the position because he doesn't really want to, but when called upon, he's very successful. It's a change of pace, but I don't think that the skill level is that far off.
Well, he is about 2 steps from the back line end zone. Wobbly snap, looking to the left. Rusher passer interference. That ball thrown away here, and we'll see the replay on that. That was a demolition derby of bodies that has flown. Mike Pierson complaining to the referee about the rusher interference. And here we go on the replay. And boy, Mike Pierson laid a lumber on that. Watch that again here, Simon.
Chris got laid up right there.
Right there. Bam.
They took shoulder to shoulder, and there's a lot of tripping going on in the field between Chris Miller and Mike Pierson. But you know what the most interesting part about this call is, because this was an obvious grounding, right? This is an obvious throwaway. If they call grounding, it's a safety.
Yeah. That's the thing. And if I'm Vince Nardone, I'm wondering if I'm complaining about that.
I'm complaining. Forget what happens. This is a grounding. I take the grounding, I decline the penalty, and I get the safety.
In theory, you're absolutely right. This reminds me of Tom Brady against the Giants in the second part of the Super Bowl when Tom Brady was in the back end zone. He threw it to nobody deep center field, and he got called for grounding, right?
Yeah.
Safety, right? So now the referees are conversing again here. So we've had a lot of stop and goes in this last 2-3 minutes of play here with
what started off as a very explosive, high-octane game.
Oh, here we go.
Turned into a multiple penalty. Oh, there you go. That's the
Safety.
That's the grounding call on JD Chevalier for grounding. That's a safety. That's huge.
Simon, you called it, man. You called it on that, and you were absolutely right about that. So now this has become an 8-point swing here, but now the replay booth will go to work just to make sure it's okay. Because all JD Chevalier had to do was throw it to the silence to Francis Maillot.
Or at anybody's feet, really.
Yeah.
But he was thinking, I'll run.
The play's dead.
I'll run here because the play's dead. But then he realized, I can't run. I'm in the end zone, and Marco Bertoldi is crashing into me. So if he's running, he's taking a safety. He doesn't want to do that. So he threw it away thinking, I'll just throw it away. This play is dead anyways. And then he realized, after throwing it away, that they could decline this penalty.
The swing of momentum now pointed towards the team in white as the green team in the Braves 2.0 a little bit infuriated by the last couple of plays going against them.
That's 3 plays in a row where they make key mistakes. They made dumb mistakes. It's not like, we're getting beat or whatever. This is them making basic football mistakes. The quarterback grounded. The backup quarterback who didn't think about it. It's sloppy. You have no reason to ground that. Joe Mayer also has no reason to put his hand in Chris Millar's face. It's dumb mistakes that are costing them their momentum right here and their 12-point lead that they had.
And you wonder now if they are unraveling from the seams of their shirts, and now Alex Hallock has a chance to make up for the mistake.
I'm curious to see how they bounce back here.
Alex Hallock going left. Terry Tam, his first catch up the field as he bumbles his way. He trucked over Mike Persin and gives him the look with that.
With the stare down right here.
So a little retribution by Terry Tam, who this year, 28 catches, 3 TDs. And
do you think he should get ejected for that stare down afterwards?
Let's see the replay on that now. If we get an eagle eye replay from our production team, but Terry Tam trucked Mike Persin on that play, and
the trucking looked to me unintentional. He turned around and Mike Persin was right there.
Well, that
problem
long hair
is
blocked his
if
vision.
You walked over somebody and you stare him down, this is a recreational league.
Terry Tam's a solid 240. And
right, as soon as he juked the defender, he didn't really have a chance. Mike Persin was there. The trucking was unintentional.
Yes, Mike Persin was right there.
But if you walk over somebody and you stare him down, that's not unintentional.
Absolutely, agreed with you. And boy,
right there.
But he tried to help him up, though.
No, he got his own flags from him.
True.
He didn't try to help him up. He took his own flags and walked. To me, and considering that he's walking away, he's getting flagged for that.
5 plays. So now the referees are trying to control the temperament of these teams here with the issuing of the OCUR.
Well, you can't have 3 plays in a row where somebody gets knocked to their ass.
So now we look at it this way, Simon. You have Joe Maria on a caution. You have Terry Tam on a caution. 2 important players for the offenses for both teams.
You had 3 big penalties back to back to back. 3 guys got laid out on their asses on 3 plays back to back. This is not tackle football.
So Vince Arnaud, now the snapper. Hallock going deep down the left side. Over the point's fingertips. Intended for McLean, who is coming from the right to left on the deep post. But that will be second down coming up here with 2:55 left.
I like the aggressiveness from You Can Sit With Us, the shot that Alex Holloway decided to take. But if Marc-André Lapointe is able to make that interception, it takes away everything You Can Sit With Us managed to get in the last 3-4 plays.
And you can really feel the tension now, Simon, from where we are in the broadcast. With both teams are kind of looking at each other, chirping away with the referees in between.
There's a lot of chirping, and the referees need to get this game. They try to let them play a little bit more because it's higher division football than we've seen it, but this game is getting out of hand, and they're calling it the right way.
2:25 left here in this first half. Holloway looking towards the right side, looking left now. Going over the middle, caught by Sasa Papic. First down and more, crossing from the left to right. Right by Cochin for the tackle, and it'll be first down inside the Braves 2.0 territory.
This is very sloppy defensive play by the Braves 2.0. Both safeties were way too far covering nobody. Sasha, they're just scared of getting burnt by Sasha Papic. And now he's turning away and he's cutting right in front of him.
2 minutes left here as our broadcast team enjoying frozen foods right now here at Brossard, Quebec. 18-14 lead for the Braves 2.0 over You Can't Sit With Us. Simon Dagenet and Mo Khan. We've had quite the fireworks in this first half. It has been very exhilarating, some of the plays that has transpired. And now Alex Holloway can retake the lead. Marco Bertolli, the left slot, looking towards the left side, looking short, going to the sideline, intended for Papic, out of bounds. Lapointe in on the coverage with 1:25 left.
the coverage adjusted. Joe Mario is back in the game, and he's a big part of the defense too. And now the pressure from Julien Paiement forced that ball to be released a little bit earlier than Alex Olak would have wanted. The ball placement wasn't exactly what he desired, and it's safe incomplete really.
A good play. It's a good.
It's a good throwaway.
Good non-bad play. How about that? So
I like that.
With 1:05 left here, Joe Maya now on the sideline. Joe Maya, I beg your pardon, now on the field, I beg your pardon, with this play coming up here. Inside the mid, open Papic, skying up there right by that point as he will somersault his way up to the 1 yard line. And Joe Maya, now you can sense his frustration trying to get a call in his favor with the fact that he kind of rolled a little bit.
Well, he got called earlier. When he fell, he got called, right? As soon as he fell down, he was called down by contact right there by Marc-André Lapointe, which is the right call.
Timeout call by the Braves 2.0, 43.5 left here. So they're trying to preserve time in plays. And
they're looking to get the extra 5 plays before the half to sort of get the momentum back in their favor.
Because if you can't sit with a score, they go up by minimum 2 points. Braves get the ball back. They need to score before they go to half because it's going to be you can't sit with this ball.
Exactly.
Half.
So they need to find a way to by taking timeouts is the worst case scenario where they score really quickly and you're able to salvage plays before the half to sort of swing it back into your favor.
Julien Paiement now rushing from the left side of the Braves 2.0 defense. McLean the right slot. High snap looking towards the left, pumping short. Nardone, 6 points, 20-18 lead now for You Can't Stay With Us. Down by 12, and now they've scored 14 unanswered points, and with 34.8 left.
So the Braves take their second time out of the game to try to salvage as much time as possible for the next drive. The absence of Terry Tam was noticeable on the snaps themselves. There was a high snap. Alex Olak would have to move to catch it.
But they're much faster on the field.
But Vince Nardone running around.
More faster.
And he was completely forgotten on defense, and he was wide open for the touchdown.
So now with this being a score of 20-18, not 26-18 on the scoreboard on the official clock out here, 34.8 left. I wonder if Alex Hallebuck will go for two, will drop a quarterback and play. We'll see now. Chris Meillard, the right wideout. Low snap. Hallebuck looking deep, back end zone, and J.D. Chevalier will bat that ball down with 33 seconds left here. And now Mike Pierson will try to rush this play up ahead as we can see the no-huddle offense being enforced by the Braves 2.0
Because if they go for a huddle, it's 5 plays. By getting the snap early, they're getting a minimum 6 plays.
We'll see now if Vince Nardone can reorganize his defense. 17 seconds left before 5 plays. Maillot, second quarterback dropping to the left, looking for space, going deep down left sideline. Great route up ahead, and Ranger is forced out by Justin McLean, enough for a first down, and they could get one more play off before 5 plays.
I don't think they should. I think they should let this count to 5 plays because they got such a huge gain from their first play. They don't need all 6 plays to score anymore.
And that is the call right now, Simon. They'll go for the 5 plays left here. So now in this case, Simon, you know there's 5 plays left. Would you want to max the plays so you don't give Hallebuck any time if you do score early?
Yeah, I think you don't go for the kill. You don't go for the touchdown here. You go for you're playing the first down marker for the next 2 plays, just so you don't give Alex Hallebuck 5 plays. Or 4 in this case.
All right, 5 plays left here. Colchin, the right slot. Chevalier, the left slot. And Maillot looking towards the right side. Colchin, nice cut up the field, 45 degrees, and he's tackled by Papage.
So great play by exactly what we discussed. Joe Mauer doesn't want to necessarily score right away. He took the underneath, worked in their favor. They got about 8 yards from this. And now they're moving up the chains, and they're killing plays. If you give the other team 1 or 2 plays, they're most likely not scoring. If you give them 5, they're most likely scoring.
And now with 4 plays left, we'll see what they do. Simon Dagenet, the offensive coordinator here in this broadcast booth.
Yeah.
You get the headset on. You can sort of...
It's true. I could, but then again, they're better than I am, so that's kind of pointless.
Well, you are the 4th all-time leading passer in FPF history.
That is true. In yardage.
Yes.
Not in touchdowns.
INTs, different story. 2018 lead here. High snap from Maillot, looking towards the middle, caught, and Colchin will walk his way through for 6 points, 24-20 lead. Jason Colchin, a huge grab, as he has been the 3rd option for this offense, and he's been quite huge for this team.
Beautiful play design on the drag. Danny Damol got caught off position and was sort of caught flat-footed, couldn't get the tackle. Then Jason Colchin got a monster reception over his head.
24-20 lead now.
Was able to beat him to the corner and just walk in. And now you're thinking, is 3 plays enough for Alex Hallebuck to counter what they just did?
And that could be more than enough because to get Terry Tam back on offense, and that puts Vince Nardone back on at a proper receiving position, which you can best utilize him as a receiver.
We've seen many
4 plays left now officially. I beg your pardon on that. So 4 plays left. Corshane, now Mayer looking for Corshane. He'll go left corner, and JD Chevalier with a huge conversion. It's now 24-21 lead for the Braves 2.0, and 3 plays left now. So
because they whistled 5 plays, they got Jason Corshane twice.
So 25-20, as the scoreboard was incorrect. So 25-20 for Braves 2.0. So you can't stay with us. We'll have at least 2 cracks. They can score before half, and they'll get the ball to start the second half here. But you know, for Braves 2.0, this is the biggest drive for them to prevent them being in a deficit.
They can't allow the other team to put up 6 and start with the ball in the second half. Right, the momentum swing is too big. They need to stop them here and then live for another day after the second half. In the second half,
3 plays left. Papish, and here's Bartoli over the middle as Papish was open on the left hook, and that will be enough for a first down. 2 plays left here in this first half for Alex Hollowak. And you wonder who it will be the go-to calling card on this play coming up for this You Can't Sit With Us offense.
Beautiful. It's a smart play, right? You want to get some yardage on their first attempt so you could get closer to the end zone and help yourself out. The receivers won't get 40 yards down the field before Julien Payman closes in on Alex Hollowak. That's guaranteed. So they need to get closer to allow the receivers to run 10, 15 yards less and buy more time for Alex Hollowak to release that ball.
25-20 lead, 2 plays left. McLean, the right slot, looking towards the right side. Hollowak going deep. Papish intercepted. Ranger up ahead, and he is tackled and touched by Miard as that ball was intended for Papish. Double coverage, and we'll look at the replay if that was the right call, if there was someone else open. Here's the corner angle.
So this was a beautiful play by Guillaume Ranger, who we talked about was an underrated player on this team. And it was a really good play by him to try to jump that. We could see Joe Maurer fall. You don't see it on this angle. You see it on the other one. He got sort of hit on the shoulder and fell down on the play, and it went uncalled.
Ranger's turning to the hips, going from left to right, was a smooth transition that gave him the angle in that play. So now perhaps Braves 2.0 can go up by 2 scores before the break, as Marc Persown gets one last instruction here. Second quarterback, Chevalier left. He pumped to the right. Here's Corshane. He's got plenty of time now. 3 quarterbacks going deep. This play worked against Bad Boys, and this will not work against You Can't Sit With Us. So at the halftime, it is 25-20 for Braves 2.0 over You Can't Sit With Us. Simon, your thoughts on the first half?
I like the last play, the attempt. There was a big stop by Guillaume Ranger to sort of stop You Can Sit With Us from scoring, like we mentioned. Right, it was a big play. A lot of penalties, very sloppy defensive football from Braves 2.0. They got that key pick 6 from JD Chevalier that could have been the difference in this game. But the fact that they were so sloppy on defense, Joe Maurer got ejected for UR. Then they got the roughing, the interference on the rusher, grounding call turned into a safety that turned against them. All that together made it so that you sort of took away from the Braves 2.0 stop, and now we're looking at a fairly tight game where You Can Sit With Us start on offense. Even though they're down 5, they have that extra possession going into the second half.
So now we can see at center field, the referees are conversing with Walter Berry, the head replay official booth housekeeper.
That's Brent Young.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Brent Young, as they are conversing one more time here, as Walter Berry is to my left, as I am mistaken Brent for Walter Berry. That's okay, though.
One would think you know the difference between the two.
Yeah, you know what it is. All right, anyway, so they're conversing right now at center field. What do you think is going on in the referee's mind? Because that was a bit of a turbulent start.
I think that's the point. I think the referees want to keep this game clean. Right? There's been a little bit too much contact. It's not that tempers are flaring, so to speak. It's just that one play, Chris Millard gets a hand to the face. Next play, he gets lit up on rushing the quarterback. And then the following play, Terry Tam retaliates to the guy that lit up his guy. So you can't have things like that go on in a FPF game.
Well, a lot went on in the first half. Joe Mayer got a UR. Terry Tam got a UR. So they're both on cautious right now. They can ill afford to take one more because they're done for the day. So how does Joe Mayer approach this second half with this offense? Because first off, he has to be on defense. And does he have to be more restrictive in what he does in terms of his aggressiveness that he has? You
know what? I think at this point in the game, Braves should focus on offense solely. They're in the lead right now. They're up by 5. So as long as they score offensively, they got this game in control. They got 2 stops from You Can Sit With Us so far. They got a pick 6 from JD Chevalier, and they got a pick from Guillaume Ranger. Now, the pick from Guillaume Ranger isn't as big as the one from JD Chevalier because it was in the last 3 plays, right?
Yeah.
It was more like it kind of like as a double PD sort of thing. But at the end of the day, Alex Hollowak has 2 turnovers. Joe Maurer has none. And he needs to clean up his act. He can't take so many risks against such a defense.
Is this the Alex Halawak ghost of Christmas past showing up? Where remember last spring he had that tough game in the playoffs and he threw I think 3 INTs and.
Well, the second one doesn't really count in my book. Like he took a shot. He had to do something. He thought that play was open.
But Simon, to counter that point, sorry to cut you off, but they had plays. They could have worked it down and they could have scored.
That's
right?
the problem to me. Is if it was the last play of the game, that's fine. But there was 2 plays left. You should have taken the yardage first and then the shot afterwards.
Yeah.
And because you left the other team 1 play, if Braves 2.0 would have scored on that last play of the half, that would have turned that turnover into like a 12-point swing and would have changed the game completely.
All right, clock is underway. 25-20 lead. We are 22 minutes and 5 plays away from determining the last winner of the FPF winter season. Can Alex Halawak get that trophy? In case flailed up, and Halawak going right to left and caught by Marco Bertoldi as he slides his way out with Lapointe in on the tackle. And that'll be second down coming up here on this opening drive.
So you could see it right here. Alex Halawak is going through his progressions quicker than he would like to. Julien Paiement is closing it fast. And his last hope was Marco Bertoldi on the 10 out. And Marc-André was just a little bit too far for that to make a play on the ball, but he got the tackle and saved the first down.
2nd and 1 coming up here for this You Can't Sit With Us offense. A bit of a disjointed start for them in the first half. Let's see if that is corrected now. Halawak going right, caught by Terry Tam, and Joe Mayo in on the tackle. That will be more than enough for a first down, so the 2 players on cautions having an influential role in that play.
That was a beautiful tackle by Jonathan Mayer. The right hand went for the ball. The left hand sort of got the hips to make sure, if I don't get this ball, I'm getting your flags.
All right, inside 21 minutes left here in the second half. It is the Simon Dagier Mocon. This has been the most eventful of the finals we've had on Sunday. And so far it has lived up to the billing of a boxing match. Punch for punch right now, but the question is, can You Can't Sit With Us regain the lead early in the second half?
They as long as they score, it's going to come down to, like, you can't afford not to score down 5 against a team like Braves 2.0.
Low snap. Here's Halawak looking middle, going right to left. McLean as he's met by Lapointe for a 4, if not 5-yard gain. It'll be second down coming up here for this You Can't Sit With Us offense.
This Braves 2.0 defense, the way they're dropping their inside guys, they don't have an answer for these drags. So far, every time they run the drags, either it's from the left side or the right side, it's been successful. They don't really have an answer for it just yet, and either they switch who's dropping, because dropping the inside guy is going to give up the drags every single time, or they're okay with the fact that they're going to move the chains every single time.
Inside 20 to go in the second half. Chris Miard, now the right wideout. Papich back into the left wideout spot. Lapointe covering him. Ranger on Bertoldi. And here is Halawak caught by Papich, and he is devoured by Lapointe. More than enough for a first down the left sidelines. And it'll be first and goal coming up here for You Can't Sit With Us.
Marc-André Lapointe was half a step away from a pick. Right, like he closed in on the inside. The ball placement was good by Alex Halawak that made it so Marc-André couldn't play that ball. But he knows what's coming at him, and he shot that play really well.
Are you surprised, though? Halawak's wide side throws have been a little bit slow out of his hand?
Not really. I think this is the impact Julien Paiement has when you're playing against him. He's closing so fast that you're not releasing as clean as you want to release.
And now we'll see if this will be a clean release for Halawak to get this go-ahead touchdown. Inside the 5. Halawak looking towards the left. Rolling to the right, almost sacked, is sacked by Paiement. And I'll tell you one thing, that is the lesser of 2 evils, because that could have been picked by Joe Mayo in the end zone.
But it did not. And that's the key part, is the sack is good here because Joe Mayo did drop that, not thinking it was a sack.
And here's a replay coming up.
There's a beautiful sack by Julien Paiement. He didn't bite at all on the step. And Alex Halawak tried to get rid of that ball before getting sacked, which usually turns into
from the eagle eye
turnovers.
Great angle by Paiement. And Halawak thrown off his back foot, and he is
jumping too. He was like leaping sideways and released that ball.
Thanking the football gods, that was a sack and not an INT. So now it's going to be second and goal from the 12. Looking towards the right, crossing over on the right to left is McLean, and he's met by Lapointe. Another repeat of Groundhog's Day, but a flag in the play, and we'll see who this will be against.
I believe it's against McLean, who leaned his shoulder into Marc-André Lapointe, who set his feet. He was there. He set his feet, and the guy came crashing into him shoulder first.
And McLean not happy about that.
McLean's not happy because he was running the drag across, right? So he's got momentum going for him. He can't really cut and turn. But the problem is if the receiver if the DB sets, he's got right to set that way. You need to go around. And it's something that's very difficult to adjust.
And here's a replay coming up here. Let's see if the contact was made. And, oof, boy, oh boy. If we get the eagle eye on that one, we'll see a better look of it. And it appeared he leaned his right side of the shoulder, which you made the observation here, Simon. Catch is good, and he braced for the contact, and
it's a shoulder to the chest. Marc-André is waiting for him. He's wide open. He's going for the flags, and he's not in any position to hit the receiver. And McLean protects himself by leaning in his shoulder. If you don't do that, you're going to get hurt.
So now it appears they've moved it up here. So this is going against.
They moved it back.
Moved it back, I beg your pardon. So now
they
moved it forward, actually.
No, it's contact on Justin McLean, which was at the 2-yard line. So they moved it back 5 yards. They're 7 yards away.
Sack as well before that. So we'll see what happens now for Halawak. Looking towards the left, waiting. And he is sacked. Devoured by the Paymont. Hat trick of sacks for him. A big play for that Braves 2.0 defense.
It's a huge play by the Braves 2.0 defense. Julien Paiement is having a crazy night against Alex Halawak. You could say whatever you want that the rushes don't bother you, but this is textbook how good Julien Paiement is of a rusher.
And Alex Halawak does not know what hit him because he is just holding on to the ball. Does that require shorter passes to get the ball out? And it's 4th down coming up.
The problem is his defense knows. This defense is playing, take the first read away, our rusher is that good. Right? So they're jumping the first cuts. Alex Halawak cannot release the ball quickly. The rush is coming in, and he's not the mobile quarterback to beat a guy like Julien Paiement. So his options are limited. He's going to have to lead his receivers into the air, and it's not something you can say what has been doing all season.
16-18 left here in the second half. Long drive, but nothing going for Halawak. Left corner, Papich! And that ball's out of bounds, incomplete, turnover on downs. Braves 2.0 has the hammer in hand and a chance to go by 2 scores here in the second half.
This is a huge turnover. Like we said, as long as you can sit with us score, they're fine. And this was a huge thing. You can sit with us has been really good on these timing routes and cuts and hitting guys in stride, but jump balls are not really their thing. Right? Like it's not really the way Alex Halawak's offense runs, and this is what he's going to have to do moving forward, because they do have the size advantage with Sasha Papich or Marc-André at that point, but that ball was overthrown.
Looking at Alex Halawak right now on one knee to our left, you can sort of sense the frustration starting to set in a little bit here on his body expression.
Well, he knows, right? He knows he had to score to keep this game within reach, and now he's letting Joe Maher go up 2 scores on him, which is not a good thing.
15-24 left here. Here's Mayo looking towards the left. Has a man open down the left sideline. Here is Ranger. Incomplete as he dives right to the warning track of the wall. And that will be 2nd down coming up here. So Joe Mayo not afraid to go gunslinging now on that deep ball to the left.
I like the aggressiveness from Joe Maher to say, you know what? It's 1st down. We've got some room. Let's just take a shot here and see what happens.
And here's Halawak over there.
Justin McLean seemed like he was beat on that play, but manages to come back and make a play on that ball. The ball was a little bit too far for Guillaume Ranger. And if it wasn't that far, Justin McLean's got that.
And now we go back to live action with 14:54 left here in this second half. A lot of twists and turns in this plot.
This is a very emotional game.
This is definitely very emotional. You can feel the tension from both teams here. Jerome Mayer, 2nd and 10 coming up. High snap, looking towards the right side. Pumping middle, wide open. Chevalier, 1st down and more. Down the sidelines he goes. Chevalier will score 6. 31-20 as a missed tackle by Marco Bertoldi leads to the touchdown for Braves 2.0.
So on the previous play, they ran a very similar concept. JD Chevalier ran that button hook right in the middle, and he was wide open. They decided to take the shot down the sideline, which was a risk-free play, right? And now he probably went back in the hole saying, there's nobody covering the middle. Just hit me and let me run with it. He ran for about 15 yards, and then it was just a matter of, can I beat Marco Bertoldi? He managed to, you know how he moves those hips forward so Marco Bertoldi can't really reach? Missed the tackle, and he was the last man standing. Touchdown for Braves, and now they're up 31-20 with the opportunity to get even more points from the converts. It's a bad position to be in if you can sit with us.
The clock is ticking here. A 2-point convert coming up. Perhaps a 2nd quarterback or a 3rd quarterback will drop into the backfield for this next play. 2 will drop back. Here's Cochrain right side. Looking towards the crossbody pass. He finds Chevalier. Pressure defense. Cut by Mayer. He can run, and he'll take off. And he is touched by McLean with 13:31 left here. So
backyard football, baby.
It didn't work that time. Sideline football.
It doesn't work much in FPF due to the yardage you have to gain. And the fact that since you lost the flag, it's touch football. You're not going to get past 3 guys playing touch.
Right on. So here we go. 31-20 lead. Simon Dager, Mocon. 13-13 left here in the second half as the Braves 2.0 looking to win a Div 2 title and ruin the perfect season of You Can't Sit With Us. 10-0 against 9-1.
Winning again, actually, would be their 2nd Division 2 winter championship.
That is unbelievable. Then they'll bring back Braves 3.0, and who knows if they can win that next year. So right now, the 2.0 version is making things difficult for the undefeated 10-0. You Can't Sit With Us. Halawak looking towards the left side, waiting, pumping. Nardone open down the left sideline. He goes real estate to work with, cutting against the grain, and he's tackled by Corshain for a 14-yard gain with 12:45 left.
these double cuts plays from You Can Sit With Us is what's going to give the advantage to. It's what's going to give time for Alex Holloway. The problem is the rushes come in so fast that he doesn't have the opportunity to go double moves consistently, and he doesn't have the time. So he's going to have to find a way to make these double moves quicker.
And now with 12:25 left, we'll see what they can do. Vince Nardone has been the catalyst on offense for this Sit With Us offense. Middle, open, touchdown, Nardone.
Very good read by Alex Holloway. He understands that it wasn't just about driving the field and scoring. It was about making a statement. You need to go out and have a nice play and sort of bang it back to Braves 2.0. And this was it. The seam down the middle to Vince Nardone was exactly the play they needed.
Well, you think about it right now. This You Can't Sit With Us team, 5 players with 26 receptions. And we talk about that, Simon. It came through in the bounce, but you see the transition now. They've moved Sasa Papich from the left side to the right side of the wideout formation with Nardone down the left slot back and Danny Demore playing the left wideout.
Yeah, Chris Miller is taking a rep off.
And here is Holloway. 2-point convert, looking, going to the right side. Papich just bust Chevalier on that play. A huge 2-point convert, 31-27 with 11:25 left.
I think this is a little bit of everything. This is a little bit of Alex Holloway is more comfortable in throwing to his right side. That's the side that he's more comfortable throwing these passes to. Sasha Papich is, first of all, a great receiver, but he's also known to body block guys, right? Marc-André Lapointe is tough to body block because he's a physical receiver, but JD Chevalier is not necessarily the most physical guy out there. So Sasha just cut in front of him, body boxed him, and caught the ball on the slant right in front of the end zone, and there's only so much you could do on the coverage there.
And I beg your pardon, 31-28 lead here. Mayo back on offense, short left pass, caught by Ranger, and he's forced out by McLean with 10:53 left here. So to reset the situation now, no timeouts left for Brace 2.0.
Yep.
So if You Can't Sit With Us can control the clock with their timeouts in hand. Too early now, but you would figure this is a big drive if they can stop him here to control this narrative.
It is too early, but they're still up by 3 points. The convert was huge for the momentum. It was huge to sort of close in that gap of 11 points. But if Braves 2.0 is able to go back on offense and score, they're still up 2 scores.
We'll see now. This is a team for You Can't Sit With Us that had 6 players with 5 INTs or more. So they are ball hawking out there. Miar with a rush, high snap, rainbow pass, Cochane, 6 points.
Their ability to go to so many different guys on so many different patterns down the sideline or down the middle is unbelievable.
And we'll get the replay on that. A gorgeous touch pass by Joe Mayo as he was pressured by Miar. And here is the rush right now. He got the right hand up there and then right there.
His ability to place those, like you said, rainbow passes is amazing. Right? Like it's been his go-to thing, and it's what makes him so good. Is he knows the safety's closing in, but he also knows his guy's got the positioning. Let me lead him to the end zone. Go get that ball, and it's an uncontested catch.
9:41 left here in the second half. 37-28 lead. A vital 2-point convert coming up. Or will they go for one? It appears they're going for one. So a vital 1-point convert here in terms of the context of what the scoreline could be. A 10-point lead, we'll see. Chevalier, the left slot. Bersin flexing out over the middle, and that is way over the head of Chevalier, and it'll be You Can't Sit With Us ball with 9:19 left here.
Good play design, just the ball was a little bit too high for J.D. Chevalier. Braves 2.0 are still up by 2 scores. They're up by 9 points, 37-28. It's a very comfortable position to be in because you know even whatever You Can Sit With Us does offensively here, the ball is Joe Myers. He's in control of this game completely. As long as he scores, they win.
So now for You Can't Sit With Us, is there like an ideal time frame here? Is it scoring within 2 minutes?
No. I think there's too much time left on this clock. There's too much time left in this game as a whole. And if you actually look at it, they've scored about 3 times in the last 5 minutes.
And McLean's shoe comes off on the cash on the right side with 8:41 left here. So Alex Holloway and Joe Mayer, the 2 gunslingers, have gone toe-to-toe right now. Holloway has had the least of the lucky bounces going his way with 2 INTs. Joe Mayer has a UR on his name right now. So both quarterbacks have been a little bit more of caution approach here with how they've looked at.
Do you think there's enough time for You Can Sit With Us to catch up solely on extra points?
They could. I mean, Simon, they're down by 9, right? So every point matters at this juncture of the game. Holloway deep. He avoids the sack. Looking, locking, throwing. Open McLean, real estate to work with. Down the left side he goes. And LaPointe with a touchdown-saving tackle just outside the 5-yard line as Alex Holloway could have been called for a flag guard if we get the replay on that again. And
I feel like his hands were up and he wasn't close to flag guarding. I feel it was just a nice juke move by Alex Holloway.
And here's a replay if we can get it before the next live action here. and not that one. We have to go to the eagle eye for that one here. So here we go one more time.
Oh, maybe. I see what you mean. His
That's
hand,
the right
his
hand.
the one with the ball sort of swept behind, but I feel it was more of a juke move and that you just missed him more than.
Well, the juke works, Simon.
Yeah, there you go.
Definitely did work. Here's Hollowak again, looking towards the left side short. Bertolli boxing out Ranger, and he's now at the 2-yard line with 7:21 left here in this second half.
Another good play, another safe play, but you can sit with us to just take the hook. Whatever I wanted to do wasn't there. Just take the hook and move the chains and, live for another play.
Live to see another play. That is true with 7:08 left, and this has been a riveting game between these two teams. It has gone back and forth, back and forth. Now Braves 2.0 up by 9. So no matter what the outcome is on this next drive, you can't sit with us. Need to get 2 more scores to win this game. Here's Hollowak looking towards the left. Back end zone. Slicing and dicing his way through for the touchdown is Sasha Papich. A gorgeous laser throw on that play with 6:41 left.
It's a very dangerous play by Alex Hollowak. I know what he saw, but there was a very, very close play for Braves to, almost got that hand on the ball. And if he picks that off, it's a game-changing play.
And here's a replay right now. This might not be the right angle. We need the corner angle to our right. That might give us a better evidence of the catch. And here it is right now coming up before the extra point attempt, which will be a 2-point convert, it appears. Gorgeous throw, and if we get the eagle eye on that one more time.
Sasha Papich and Marc-André Lapointe burnt on that slant. Jason Courchain was just a little bit late to get the hand out on the ball, but that was a beautiful throw by Alex Hollowak. Squeezed that in really nicely.
Live action we go. Here's Hollowak looking to the left side, and Ranger with a big defensive stop with 5:55 left. You're keeping that 3 points, 37-34 lead. Simon Dajane Mokan. It has been a good game, and now Vince Nardo's defense come up with a stop, which they have not done so yet in this football game.
They haven't done so, and they need to get something going, because if this convert was big for them, right, it would allow them to be within the reach of one score, even if Braves 2.0 scores but doesn't get the convert. Now you're basically back to square one. If Braves 2.0 scores again, time is on their side, and they're still up by 2 scores.
5:28 left here. Damore and McLean flexing out to the right side of their defense. Nardone dropping back in safety. Mayo looking short. Piercin with the catch, and he does not get much on that play, perhaps 4 yards with 5:19 left.
I'm curious to see what You Can Sit With Us is trying to summon defensively. It's a tough situation to be in, considering that, if Braves 2.0 keeps scoring, you can't catch up to them.
But the thing is, if the chance comes up for a turnover, they can't mess up. They have to get that turnover if they want to have a chance to get back in the pole position with the lead in play.
Yeah, this has been a great game all around for Braves 2.0. You Can Sit With Us as a defense. We've seen it all season long. They've been able to make, like you said, they have a bunch of ball hawks, guys who can make interceptions. Just a matter to see how risky John Damare can get.
4:45 left here. Mayo looking towards the left side, waiting, short side he goes, and is Chevalier, and he gets around Damore. One missed tackle, and Nardone will force him out. And we talk about that, Simon. Missed tackles has been costly for this You Can't Sit With Us defense.
These missed tackles, These missed tackles have been big for You Can Sit With Us, because it costed him a touchdown early against Marco Bertolli when JD Chevalier burnt him. Now again, this could have been a first down saving tackle, which would have forced a third and whatever short. But now you're giving away first downs to an offense that's been unstoppable today.
And now with 4:05 left here in this second half, Nardone now trying to really get edgier with where he's positioned on the field, trying to get an idea of what the play call could be for Joe Mayer. And now Nardone gives his last second instructions to his defense to his left. Early movement by Maillard. Free play. Mayer looking, pumping, waiting. Pressure, going left side. And complete for Ranger. He got a hand on it, but Chris Maillard made a huge recovery to get a good pressure on Joe Mayer.
I really like this play from You Can Sit With Us takes their first time out. I really like this play from Joe Mayer. He looked off a bunch of receivers, did not see anything he liked. And most quarterbacks, including myself, were probably taking a shot at Guillaume Ranger, say, if I put it high enough, maybe we're going to get there. But Danny Damour is a wise safety. That's what he likes to do. He baits you into those throws, jumps in front of you. By throwing it out of bounds, it was a safe play. It's first down. Don't take any risks. And live for another play.
So now, as we get ready for the 3:39 left here in this football game, as we're getting hungrier and hungrier by the minute here, as we get ready for Duns. The tradition unlike any other here at FPF. Simon Dajane Mokan. It is a 37-34 lead for Brace 2.0 over You Can't Sit With Us. And with You Can't Sit With Us, they have a chance to perhaps go up by 2 scores, which could, in theory, put a serious nail in the coffin of the hopes for UCAN.
To me, it's a weird time to take a timeout, though. Like the time isn't really a factor right just yet, depending on how the rest of the game plays out. Does UCAN St. needed a timeout defensively?
Mayer, short pass. Persen, nice grab, going away from his body. And with 3:33 left here, they will be very close, if not inching ever so closer towards the first down.
Again, it's just a matter of how efficient this offense is. Joe Mayer is locked in. He's not taking any risk. He's playing it safe. He's taking the underneath. He knows he doesn't need to do much. All he needs to do is create completions, call safe plays, and just read the field right. He's been doing it all night.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to play a fast-paced offense the same way Alex Olowak does. Time is not his enemy here.
No, it's not, but it is the enemy for UCAN Sit With Us. And Vince Nardone has to come up with some sort of concoction to get a turnover in favor before they perhaps score some points here. Gaucher in the right slot, looking towards the left. Mayer looking back end zone. Ranger, touchdown.
Guillaume Ranger with a crazy play beating Justin McLean to the inside. Now, like we said, we talked about it a little bit earlier, saying, the time is not an enemy, is the friend for Braves 2.0. This drive took a lot of time. Right, this time, and the fact that now you can sit with us or staring down the barrel, you didn't get your convert. You're down 2 scores. There's 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in this game, and you got to score twice.
And that's not easy.
So not only do they have to score fast, but they need to create a turnover fast to score fast again. And they only have 1 timeout left. This is going to be a very difficult situation for Alex Olowak to be in. I'm curious to see what he does up next.
The UCAN Sit With Us party is about to be ruined with 2:05 and 5 plays left here.
It's not over yet, my friend. We've seen crazier things before.
You're right, but right now they are milking the clock inside 2. It would not surprise me if they just drop and just slow the ball back and forth to kill off more clock here.
It's smart. It's a very smart thing to do.
If they listen to me, they would be smart, but they're not. Mayer, pivot play, back end zone. Ranger, he went jump man on that, and that will count. 44-34 lead with 1:42 left here, and you can sense the elation coming from the Braves 2.0, knowing they're so close to a title.
You know what? On this play right here, as Guillaume Ranger went up for the ball, somebody's hand got in his face.
Here's a replay.
Right, like if you look at the play, he goes up for the ball, and Marco Bertoli's hand goes straight to his face.
Oh yeah,
that play right there was called a UR on Jonathan Mayer previously. If you don't call this a UR, it's not fair, right?
Here is Halowak. He's got to work very quick. Going deep left, Nardone right through a bracket coverage, Ranger and Lapointe to the left side, and they'll have to move this ball quickly. No huddles now, probably, with 1:08 left.
You can't go huddles, because if they whistle 5 plays, you lost this game.
Oh, it's so...
Yeah. As soon as the whistle 5 plays, you can sit with us as the ball in their possession, the game is over.
We're inside a minute now, Simon. There's not many bullets left in the chamber. This has to go, I think, into the end zone. You have to take a chance now.
They still have a timeout. You run this play, you call a timeout right afterwards.
Well, Halowak goes 6. Looking, deep. Papich, incomplete. Down the left sideline.
Timeout needs to be run right now, but they're not in any... there you go. Alex Olowak knows that timeout needs to be sung. There's 40 seconds left in this game. The deep shot is a safe one, right? They could put it where it's Sasha or nobody. That was nobody.
But we read that right, though, that they would go deep in timeout. So
that's what you have to do, because you don't have a lot of opportunities here. There's 40 seconds left, and Alex Olowak's been in this league long enough to know if there's 5 plays and they get the ball, they have the ball. That means the fifth play of the game goes for You Can Sit With Us. Braves 2.0 get the ball back with 4 plays or less. They could call the game if they're outside of their time.
Unbelievable events now. Braves 2.0 is about 39 and 5 plays away from winning another Division II title, which would put them as a dynasty.
This is the game right here. They need to score on this play.
This is it. If they don't score, this is but all she wrote. Halowak to keep the hopes alive. Deep. Miard catch, spin move, so that gives them a little bit of hopes here, but they have to get the bags moving up here quickly.
They're closing in on the game. Now they're asking about the time clock, because the time is on Braves' side, but they can't have the time stopped like that. So now you're looking at 30 seconds left. You Can Sit With Us. It's not even a link. They're going straight to the line. They need to score before 5 plays is strong.
And now they have to get this. This is the do or die play right now before 5 plays. Can they hit it now? Here's Halowak for the touchdown. Incomplete, flag on the play as Justin McLean was handcuffed. Clock is rolling still. And
that's a dangerous decision to do, because Jonathan Mayer is doing it on purpose. He knows this ball is going to Justin McLean. If he holds him, they're taking time off the clock.
And it's a smart play, because
but if he holds him too much and it's called a UR, he's kicked out of the game.
But Joe Mayer knows that. He's playing it smart, because we're down to zeros on the clock.
Yeah, he understands. If I hold and they don't score, time's on my side. Problem is, if you hold a little bit too much and the guy falls to the ground and you're called for a UR, you lose your quarterback for the game.
It's a wrap.
It's done. Well, no, it's not theoretically done because if they take a penalty, on the touchdown or the convert, they have to play the 4 plays.
And I don't think they will now.
Well, you don't know. They've taken so many penalties today.
For Alex Hollowak, frustrating. And Nardone is in for the touchdown. So they have to decide. They got to go for it right now, right?
Well, yes, because all you got to do here is trash talk and get a penalty out of Braves 2.0.
You can see the point. Yes, you can. And the game is over. And I think they might do
on defense, you can see the 2 points and win by 2.
And this is all but a wrap.
Yep.
And for You Can't Sit With Us.
But I don't think they know they can concede this play. They're not thinking about that.
No, they're not. But you would believe that you
just
can't
let them score.
sit with
Don't
us.
even move. Don't even move on defense. Just let them score. Stand still.
You Can't Sit With Us needs like a Miracle OC or UR. Hollowak looking, sack.
Oh, huge sack. Julien Paiement has been a monster today.
Game, set, RIP, You Can't Sit With Us. Their season is ruined. The Brace 2.0 dynasty in Div 2 as they win another Div 2 title. A remarkable game here, 44-40 finish here. Simon, it had a lot of ebbs and flows, but it went in favor for the team in green.
Jonathan Maher had a crazy game. Aside from that UR that he took, he played flawlessly offensively. He was the best quarterback on the field by a long shot. Alex Holloway made some mistakes early in the game that really puts his team in a bad spot. And listen, Julien Paiement had the biggest impact defensively for his team. He made Alex Holloway uncomfortable all night, got some key stacks. And when we look back at this tape, we're gonna say how good this rusher is, and created some turnovers that forced them into uncomfortable positions.
For a guy like Justin McLean, he will not win a title this weekend.
No, that is true. And Marco Bertoldi and Sasha Papic did not get those famous double championship they were going for.
And now we'll make our way down to field level to the Brace 2.0 as the trophy presentation will commence.
Guys, félicitations! Ah oui. Je suis tout seul ici, excuse-moi. All right, Joe, pour la deuxième fois de suite, là, tu vois la plaque, brave 2.1, félicitations, champion Division 2 hiver 2019. Puis la plaque pour le Finals MVP, en espérant de ne pas avoir un message de fan random sur Facebook avec la photo.
Jason Courchain for Finals MVP.
Félicitations. All right, guys, on va prendre la photo d'équipe.
A really smooth award presentation right now from President Campana. So as they will now do the tradition, the best photo in FPF, the team photo with the champ trophy in it, as Brace 2.0 win for the second time in Div 2, and they are your champions. And for You Can't Sit With Us, Simone, watch them now to our far.
That's a bittersweet ending.
And for Alex Hollowak, it's another inconclusive ending. Frustrating ending for him.
Very, very frustrating because you could tell.
There we go, Rob Caban.
All right, so je suis ici avec le capitaine des Braves 2.0, Jonathan Maheu. Joe, parle-nous un peu de ce match final contre le You Can't Sit With Us.
Ça a été une bonne game. Puis honnêtement, on savait qu'est-ce qu'on s'en venait faire ici. On savait qu'on était dans cette ligue-là, même si eux ils parlaient l'autre bord et ils disaient qu'ils étaient undefeated. On n'avait jamais de doute qu'on avait notre place ici. Fait que non, on n'est pas surpris du résultat. On pensait vraiment qu'on allait gagner. Puis tous les gars ont contribué, je pense. On a des pics de JD rangés. Jay a fait une couple de TD. Fait que tout le monde a participé. Fait que bien satisfait des troupes.
Super, puis on voit les deux plaques un à côté de l'autre. Brave l'an dernier en Division 2, là, Brave 2.0. On connaît évidemment ton nom, Mike Piercien, mais parle-nous un peu de peut-être un ou deux nouveaux membres sur cette équipe comparé à l'équipe de l'an passé puis le rôle qu'ils ont joué.
Oui, je pense qu'on a amené des gars qui nous permettaient d'avoir des gars comme JD dans notre équipe. Ça me prenait des gars avec des moins gros caps. Puis je pense qu'il y a des gars comme Ranger, comme mon frère Frank Maher, même si c'est pas des gars qui ont eu le plus de ballons dans l'année, mais c'est des gars qui ont été capables de contribuer à leur façon. Fait que ça nous a permis de se rendre jusqu'où on est. Puis,
Joe Maher, excellent QB, DB, puis même DG, GM. Félicitations, Joe. Bel job.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, President Campana. As always,
corniest.
sterling job by him.
The corniest Campana.
Corniest indeed. Okay, so Simone, unfortunately, You Can't Sit With Us. Do not complete the perfect season.
Nope.
As they go
The infamous. Well, it wouldn't have been 14-0 because they got the bye, right? So they would have been 13-0.
Yeah, and what's going through the mind of Alex Holloway? Another shortcoming again.
The problem is, knowing him, he's going to be, this one stings, right? He was coming in with a 12-0 record, hoping to get that final championship, Division 2, add like the notch to his belt. But at the end of the day, he won quarterback of the year. He had a phenomenal season in Division 2. He proved to everybody, even with this loss in the finals, he proved to everybody he's a Division 1, Division A quarterback. He belongs in Division 2. To me, this was a fantastic season for him, regardless of what happens tonight.
All right, a huge win for Brace 2.0. They're going to have another conundrum for next year. Winter, we'll talk about that, what they do with this team here. But 3.0, we'll be looking forward to that next year in Div 2. Simon Dagenet, as always, a pleasure working with you.
Pleasure was all mine, Mokan.
And this is the last of the winter broadcasts as I get back in the camera screen here. I was leaning over a little bit here, a little bit tired.
I hate our producer.
The usual credits here. A big thank you to our staff and crew, Alex Dakala, the camera people who worked so hard to give some fantastic angles all throughout the course of the weekend.
Yeah,
2 days of worth of games.
We had some great shots from the booth on every game that we did tonight, and this was a very nice broadcast all around.
And when you think about it right now, Simon, as they bring up the sideline camera to us, see Alex Dakala getting a little wave, the executive producer. Big thank you to Robert Campana, who's always been supportive of the endeavors of what we try to do with the podcast element, and now with Roadshow Weekend as well, and how we try to bring it to the next level. And there's a lot of people who put in a lot of time with the prep work and the teamwork, the whole nine. And it's always a pleasure to bring this all throughout the course of 2 days of 10 wonderful games as we capped off this season with a great game to finish off.
Yep. It was a pleasure working with you, Mokan, as always.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, Simon. Look forward to seeing you as we'll get a 1 month break from each other. Thank God.
Yes, sir.
And we will look forward to bringing you more and more podcasts as we'll reconvene again in spring season 2019, as we will get off again 2019, May 19th, May 12th, right? 2019?
I don't remember.
Whatever day it is. And we wish you guys a great evening, a great month off, and we'll see you guys next month for spring 2019. Bye for now.